certified nutritionist. Thanks for being with us, Nicole.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we talk a lot about diet on this channel and what you should eat and macros and all that stuff. But it's a great topic to talk about with you because people are always trying, okay, they think I need to lose weight. So what? I need to pick a diet. I need to go on some type of diet or some type of eating plan. And yes, that's true. But I know you have a lot of clients, and this is what you do. You coach them on this stuff, how to lose weight, how to get their hormones right. So what is the first thing really that you say to a person who says, I need to go on a diet?
Well, it's always the topic of choice, and it's all of them and none of them, to be honest with you, because you have to get to the nitty gritty of what's going on in your particular body. So for someone to come to me and say, oh my gosh, I've been doing carnivore for 30 days and I haven't lost a pound, and I've been doing so good, but that might not be the right one for you. So we need to sit down, and what I do is I sit down with someone and go through all the particular things that's going on in the gut. So, do you have an autoimmune condition, thyroid, or have you been diagnosed with IBS and you're not keeping anything in? You're not keeping any nutrients in. Why is that? Do you have a fatty liver and you're not an alcoholic? All of those things play into what diet you should be on. And what I do is I make sure, so lots of women come to me, women and men, but women come to me and they're in their perimenopause, or menopause world, and their hormones are completely out of whack. You can't just put someone on a keto diet for that or a paleo diet for that. We can do a mixture of all of those things because that's what's right for that person's body. And that's what instead of picking a diet or calorie restriction or calorie in, calorie out, it has to be what's actually right for you so that you're actually successful.
Yeah, so the diet, instead of picking some name of a diet, it needs to be personalized, right? I mean, you can start,
Absolutely.
a lot of times I'll say, hey, try carnivore for 2 weeks, and
Yep.
then let's evaluate and see what is right for you. But let's see what your body does doing this or that or one of these specialty named diets, but it has to be personalized to get the maximum benefit, right?
Absolutely. If somebody has really bad gut bacteria in their system, and so I'll do exactly what you just said. We'll go through a complete overhaul of their system. We'll look at their labs, that kind of stuff. I might put someone on carnivore for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so that we're actually killing bacteria in there, getting their gut under control. And then we move from there and start putting back things into their diet and seeing how their body reacts to that. Because if you put gluten back in someone's diet and they instantly have a reaction, we know that that has to come out. One of the other thing that's really big that people do not understand is thyroid. If you have a thyroid condition, you should not be eating dairy or gluten. It is 100% a trigger for your thyroid to attack itself. So I take people off of dairy and gluten, but dairy is such a good protein. They don't even think about that. Nobody's telling them that. But your body sees it as inflammatory and will go to attacking that rather than helping the thyroid through it. So we have to get to the bottom of those kind of problems and why it's not functioning properly. Then we can add you back into those kind of things.
You just made me think about a question that's about food that we eat, and it's actually a question my wife had. What about someone you're restricting their dairy? What about a whey isolate protein powder? Would you restrict that? also?
So in the first 30 days of working with someone for a thyroid condition, I restrict that. But then we will try it going forward, because the way that particular way is broken down may not hurt their thyroid at all. It's very clear when you come off something and then you enter it back in to see what the reaction is like. So that's why I do strip that from people, but it's not like it's going to be gone forever.
Yeah, and it's so important. Everyone is so different, and and I've done it all. I've tried it all. As you know, I'm always doing experiments on my body. I did vegan for a couple months, and my blood work was beautiful. But I don't recommend vegan for me. It's not the best for me, but I know how to be a vegan. If I wanted to be a vegan, and I talk a lot about it on this channel, I know how to be a vegan better than 99 out of 100 vegans, because I'm not just eliminating animal products. I'm making sure I'm getting all the essential amino acids, and I know how to do it. So I, I
And
can't
I'm this
emphasize enough. Everyone's different.
and that's what makes me so mad about seeing some of the influencers on social media, that kind of stuff, and putting people into a cookie cutter plan. You cannot do that. You just it And that hasn't that been the way of the world our entire existence? How is it working? Are you losing weight, or are you yo-yoing all throughout it? Get to something that is right to your body. And I'm like you, Steve. I put my poor family through this all the time. I make them do all sorts of different diets so that I know exactly the way someone's feeling, but I do it the proper way. If I'm going to do vegan for a couple of weeks, I do vegan. I don't do it as in I'm going to go put candy in my diet because it doesn't have any, dairy or meat products or that kind of stuff in it. You have to do it properly to know if it actually works for the body.
Yeah, and being vegan, it's not an excuse to eat junk. And you know what? Neither is keto, because people on
No.
keto do it too. They call it,
Oh yeah,
what
they
do
do
they call
dirty
that?
keto all the time.
They call it dirty keto, you
Yep,
know?
yep, yep. And that's the first thing I ask when someone tells me they've been on keto for years. I said, keto
Dirty
or
or
dirty
clean?
keto?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But you're right. You can't just put everybody like a cookie cutter in the same little thing, because everyone's different. And I think too many influencers out there look at things. I used to do it. I used to give people bad advice when I was starting my personal training career, because I would give them everything through the lens of my body and what works for me and how it works. And some of these people were 40 years older than me. I gave them bad advice. I'd say don't eat avocados and stuff like that. I would never say that now, or don't eat fats. So
yep,
you've got to find the perfect way for you, and that's not easy, and your body's always changing. You got to get your macros right and eliminate the foods that your body doesn't like. And a lot of this doesn't make sense when you're finding out, oh, my body responds well to this,
right.
not to that. It doesn't make sense so often.
And it might not be what you like. Your body could respond to fruits and vegetables, and you do want to eat carnivore. You could, and you could not, grains are not the greatest thing in the world that everyone thinks they are. Your body reacts to them. It might taste like cardboard for a while, but you adapt to that because it should be fuel to the body and what is benefiting your particular body, not just what we want to run out and eat because we like that.
Yeah, and me, I know that I can eat some pizza. I don't eat it every day. I don't eat it once a week, but I can eat some pizza. And you know what else I can eat? I can eat some bread in the form of an organic bun, with my hamburger. I can do that. But some people, and tell me if you agree with this, some people, eating bread is like eating tablespoons of sugar for some people.
Well, and you can't be more right about that. First of all, Steve, you've set your body up to where your body can handle that bread. It's not wading through all the other crap that we all put in our bodies. So you've set yourself up to be able to do that. And the second thing is, look, I can't have gluten. I have a major thyroid problem, and gluten sends that right off the rails. So, and I'm Slavic. I love bread. So I want bread all the time, but I cannot have it. It's something I cannot have. If I want a healthy body and I don't want to be fatigued and all of those things, that's the choice I make.
Yeah, and again, I would just end it with this. I don't eat bread every day, but I can get away with having a hamburger. That hamburger is grass fed, grass finished, or
Mhm.
Wagyu, and its quality I can get away with. I make it at home, and the bun is as quality as you can get. I don't do that every day. Maybe once
Yep.
a week I'll have a hamburger. That would be with the bread on it. Um,
Right.
so I guess the whole point of what we're trying to say here is everyone's different, and what diet should you be on? The one that's specifically best for you, that gets your macros right, and that's how to do it. So, any last thoughts before we go?
I think we covered it. Just remember, a diet should be fuel. It shouldn't be restrictive. It should be fuel for the body that's right for you.
Right. It's what works best for you. So, Nicole, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how can they do it?
They can reach me at my email is thegutgirl1@gmail.com.
The Gut Girl One. Is that the number one or spelled out one?
Yeah. Number one.
The Gut Girl number one at gmail.com if you guys want to reach out to Nicole. Nicole, thanks for being with us as always.
Absolutely. Thank you.